Bet horse racing on DRF Bets. We'll match your first deposit of $200. Get free expert picks and past performances, plus weekly cash back. All from Daily Racing Form, the most trusted name in horse racing.
Hi everyone, the Breeders Cup Juvenile is the subject of this segment. It's race 9 on Friday at Keeneland, and it includes probably the shortest price of the day, Friday's Breeders Cup races anyway. Let's take a look at the field of 10 two-year-olds that will be racing a mile and 1/16. And number 3, Cave Rock, the undefeated son of Arrogate, trained by Bob Baffert, 4 to 5 on the morning line. Before we start talking a little bit more about this field, just a couple stats regarding Baffert's record in the juvenile. He has had 31 starters over the years. So I did not realize it was that many. 5 wins, 4 second-place finishes. Of those 31 starters, 9 Baffert trainees went into the juvenile with an undefeated record, including a pair of second-time starters. And 3 of those undefeated colts would emerge as the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, those being Vindication in 2002, Game Winner in 2018, and Corniche last year, 2021. One of the interesting things coming out of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile and into their 3-year-old year, none of those 3 undefeated juvenile winners trained by Baffert, Vindication, Game Winner, or Corniche, were able to replicate their 2-year-old superiority at age 3. So something to keep in mind. If Cave Rock does deliver and finishes his campaign 4 for 4, will he win the Kentucky Derby next spring? He would probably be the favorite. Whoever wins the juvenile is likely to be the favorite for the next spring's Kentucky Derby. But a lot of those fast 2-year-olds don't always return to top form at age 3. Something to keep in mind. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about some of the contenders in this race, including Blazing Sevens, who won the Champagne Stakes last time out. Let's roll the tape of the Champagne run on a sloppy track at Aqueduct, and he's going to rally wide on the outside, a son of Good Magic trained by Chad Brown. Well, that might ring a bell because Chad Brown trained Good Magic to a Breeders' Cup Juvenile win in 2017, and Blazing Sevens looking to follow his sire. This is a good, solid, decisive win over a sloppy track, Flavian Pratt aboard. He won by more than 3 lengths. He ran fast, and he earned a good number at 91 Beyer speed figure. I honestly do not have a good reason for not picking Blazing Sevens in the top 4 among my selections. He's a good horse. He has gotten better. I'm a little leery as normal. I'm just skeptical when these one-turn closers stretch out to 2 turns, and I've been burned with that opinion before. I'm not going to knock Blazing Sevens. He's a good horse in good hands, and he should give a good account of himself. Another colt who should give a good account of himself, if he reproduces his win over the Keeneland track, is number 4, Fort. He's the second choice on the morning line at odds of 4 to 1. Trained by Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz will be aboard, and Fort, who won his career debut in May. He finished nowhere in the Sanford. He dominated the Hopeful, a 7-furlong race in the slop, a closing sprinter. How would he do when he stretched out? Well, let's take a look at the Breeders' Futurity on October 8th at Keeneland, and you be the judge. That's Fort on the outside, Loggins on the inside, and Fort had a fight on his hands. Loggins gave him every bit he can handle, but ultimately Fort was able to inch clear. He never really did inch clear. He won by a neck with a 92 Beyer speed figure. He replicated his victory in the Hopeful when he stretched out to 2 turns. That's another example of why I might be wrong about these closing sprinters when they stretched out. Fort stretched out and won. And I like the fact that he was in a battle last time out. Fort has a touch of class, doesn't he? And he's a good colt. He's actually my second preference in the race. But when you get right down to it, this race revolves around the likely pace setter, and that's number 3, Cave Rock, whose stablemate National Treasure also is a contender in this race. 2 very good colts trained by Baffert, Cave Rock and National Treasure. They finished 1-2 in the American Pharoah on October 8th. Let's take a look at the stretch run of the American Pharoah at Santa Anita. And Cave Rock, after going 46-4, 111, that's National Treasure to his outside. Cave Rock, who kind of ducked down to the inside, and he's gone. He went 1 mile and 1/16 in 143.05. His buyer speed figure was a whopping 104. This is one fast son of a gun, Cave Rock is. He's a son of Arrogate, and he won clear. National Treasure actually ran well in defeat, and in any other year, we'd be talking about National Treasure as one of the contenders in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. The reason we're not this year is because Cave Rock just beat him by more than 5 lengths. But here's why I'm not going to throw National Treasure off of multi-race exotics. First of all, his price is 8-1, and he is qualified to win the Breeders' Cup. And by qualified, what I mean is this. National Treasure won his career debut, and then he stretched out and earned a 97 buyer figure in the American Pharoah. Any other normal year, a 97 would be fast enough to win the American Pharoah. And like I said, we'd be talking about a 2-for-2 colt going into the Breeders' Cup. But National Treasure is overshadowed by Cave Rock, who, I get it, defeated him by more than 5 lengths. But let's say Cave Rock misfires for whatever reason. Can you make a case that National Treasure is every bit as qualified as Fort or Blazing Sevens? I think you can. And at 8-1 and this higher odds of the 2 Baffert trainees, I think you have to give National Treasure a big look. But the race revolves around Cave Rock, whose only apparent pace rival is down on the inside. That's number 1 Hurricane J. So Cave Rock can either sit second or just take care, just go straight to the lead and say, catch me if you can. Look, I'm not giving away any secrets here. Cave Rock is 4-5. I expect him to win. National Treasure is a potential upset candidate. Fort and Blazing Sevens are good colts also. But there is one crazy horse in this race I just want to mention briefly. His name is Curly Jack. He's number 9. He's trained by Tom Amoss, and he's listed at odds of 20-1. What is there to like about this colt? Well, he's been running against pretty good company. He tried the Sanford. He wasn't good enough. That was after his career debut victory. Then he ran in an Ellis Park, a highly rated Ellis Park race, and he finished second, 14 lengths clear of third. And then last time out, he stretched out in the grade 3 Iroquois, and he won the race with a mare 79 buyer speed figure. So what is there to like about Curly Jack? Well, we know he's not fast enough yet, but he is in good hands. He is seasoned. He's gone a route of ground. Tom Amoss is a terrific trainer. He knows what he's up against, running against the likes of Cave Rock. Curly Jack is the type of horse that is likely to slip through the cracks because you can't really make a case for him on basic, standard, logical handicapping principles. But this is the type of horse that could easily slip into the exacta and or trifecta. And even if Cave Rock delivers as expected, Curly Jack could potentially turn the exacta or trifecta into something halfway decent. Okay, it's all about Cave Rock. He should race gate to wire in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. I'd give a long look to Baffert's second horse, National Treasure, and for a crazy upsetter to hit the board, watch out for Curly Jack at 20-1. Talk to you next time.